Let's just jump into it because I can't even find the damn intro. Let's just jump into it.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing?
Hello, as I
How
pour
y'all
my
doing?
wine. Oh, let me let everyone excuse the echo. It's a new place, so it's not exactly the best acoustics, but we're
It
here
doesn't
anyway.
matter, y'all. Chrissy got a new place. She got a bigger spot. She got more room. She can run around. She can play football in there. You hear that
She got
echo?
money
She's
now,
happy. That's
money.
right, kid. That's right. She got that guapi appy there, man. That's why she got all that echo problems. Don't worry about it. Anyway, Flash episode 2, y'all.
Yes,
Woo!
this second episode of the final season, and Jack, as the resident flasher, what do you have to say about this episode?
You know, uh, you know. I, so it was my idea. I said, Flash last season. Why don't we review it? We did the reason the trio was born was because of a CW show, Black Lightning, and I gotta say, episode 2 was a bore to me. I was not interested. Like there was some spots and stuff. I wasn't captivated. There was a lot of stuff going on, and I don't know if that stemmed from not watching all of the episodes and stuff. Like I mention all the time, I'll mention all the time. I'm a bad guy. Watched all of it and stuff, and I kind of caught some of the things going on, but I just wasn't. I don't know. I just didn't care. Episode 1, when we reviewed it last week, I said, well, at least I feel like I said it. It's the first episode. It's slow. Let it build up. Episode 2 is not really grabbing me, guys. It's not. That's why when you mentioned off air, when you said, hey, Gotham Knights, I said, well, that sounds fun. I mean, I heard the game wasn't fun, but that sounds fun.
Oh
So I'm
yeah.
interested in hearing what you guys think about this episode.
For me, oh, go ahead, Vic.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, no
Oh,
problem.
I was saying for me, this episode was a lot better than the first one, in my opinion, because the first one was very much dry. I fell asleep in the first one, as I mentioned during our last episode. This one, though it wasn't, I can't even say I was okay. This is my thing about it because, again, I'm not familiar with the show as a whole. I'm coming in fresh. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm playing catch up on. But had I have already been like aware of, all of the previous episodes, then I feel like this episode would have been a lot more enjoyable, right? It's definitely better than the first one. Episode 2 is definitely better than episode 1. It had more action. It seems like there was like, high stakes, but there was, action accompanying these high stakes, not just, dialogue about it. But if we're comparing the two, this one, in my opinion, is better than the first one. What did you think, Vic?
Well, I'm with you on this because there's a lot of content that I don't know. I don't know. Was it Claire? Was that the lady's name? And Frost.
Yeah, she
And
who? Yeah, Frost. Frost
and
is who again?
Frost
Frost.
and
Yeah,
Claire.
no,
Yeah.
Caitlin. Her name
Caitlin, thank
Caitlin.
you.
Mhm.
Caitlin. Caitlin
You
and
may
Frost.
remember her from Sky High. Those watching, if you were a big fan of Sky
That was
High.
on Disney, right?
Okay.
Yes,
Hmm.
All
fantastic
right. Now
movie.
there's a face to the name, but the thing is, like, the whole episode, there was no face to the name for these two people because I didn't know. You know what I mean? So like, I didn't have the ability to like, okay, let me go Google this and look this up at the moment. So yeah, yeah, I was kind of lost throughout some of the episodes. So, but just I feel the same way that you feel, where if I would have known who the characters were and what the storyline was, then I think I would definitely would have enjoyed it better. Because a lot of the time I was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. But then when I saw the fight, and some of it, like this whole thing, this whole setup is starting to feel like Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six type of deal,
Mm,
where like
Mm-hmm.
where like a whole bunch of villains are gonna get together and fight the Flash, led by the guy that's dressed like Batman. And
that is
no,
not a Batman suit. Now that
no,
I got
it's
a good
like
look at it,
Batman
that looks like
slash.
a Power Ranger suit.
It does. It looks like
Don't
the
do that to
like
the
the
Power
like the
Rangers.
like the Aqua
Because of the
Rangers.
damn Power Rangers, man.
It
It
Come
looks
does
like
on.
look
the
like the
Aqua
Aqua.
Rangers from back in the day. You know, the
It
ones that
looks
were
like some
underwater.
kind of Aqua inspired
Mhm.
outfit. I'm not even gonna lie, it does look like that.
Mhm. I mean, I know that there was some episode where there was evil rangers. It looks like that a little bit, and Batman with the thing in the thing in the front.
Mhm.
That's why I thought Batman in the beginning, the first in
Mhm.
the last episode. But that part of it is interesting because it makes me want to see more as to
Who this
what
guy
this
is?
fight is about. But the thing is that the setup, the way they set it up, you can already tell that people that have been watching the show know. But the way they set it up is just like people that have been watching the show, just like, oh,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? So like, there's a little bit of that in there. I would definitely continue watching, but I gotta be honest, like I feel like watching back. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that, but I feel like watching back because I'm be lost. I think I would
Mhm.
enjoy it much more if I wasn't lost. Like I said last week, it's giving me that Game of Thrones feel. I tuned in season 7 and I was like, yeah, this is popping. And then by the end of the show, I was like, oh, so
Mhm.
you know,
Are you
we'll see if
fun?
this is another oh.
You know,
uh, yeah,
a
no,
couple.
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying a couple highlights for me. Trying to think. Trying to think. I did like when the other guy. I don't even know what he is, but he had
He
that.
was with the gauntlets.
The guy who was like, "Oh, can you shoot frozen stuff out of your eyes or out of your hands or something like that?" When he came and destroyed the machine at the end, I was like, "Okay, yeah, now we got something going on," because he seems to be originally he seems to be like a little bit of an antagonist,
Mhm.
but he was on her side at the end, which was interesting to me.
Are you talking about the guy with the gauntlets?
Did he have gauntlets? The
You talking
guy
about
who
the
came
one?
up at the very end.
Uh, and he was helping the girl with the violin, right? That was
No. The guy who was
Mhm.
in the lightning lab. He was like in the infirmary of the lightning lab, and he was having it out with the girl from Sky High. What's her name? Frost, or
Yeah. Oh, you talking about Mark?
that's his name?
Yeah, I
Mark,
don't
oh,
forget names
the
that.
guy
Yeah,
with
Mark.
the guy with the
Yeah.
nice
No, he was
vest.
kind of a. Okay, so he must have.
Yeah, he was a dick to her, but he ended
Yeah.
up being, what's it
Right.
called? Turning heel, or he was a heel
Baby,
and
no,
he.
no, 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 no. You saved the wrestling term for us.
I was
See this
trying.
appearance. I know you was. You said turned heel. No, that would have been bad. She
Well, he
turned baby.
unturned from a heel.
Yeah, he unturned him. That was good job. Round of applause to see this appearance. That was good. Yeah, good job. But yeah, no, she turned. Yeah, he turned baby at the end. Baby face. And yeah, because in the beginning, I really didn't like this guy. I was like, damn, this guy's awful. And it was like, yeah, don't make me. He was threatening Flash, like Flash can punch him 1,000 times and he would die. Like, how
He's a
the
nice
boss.
punch.
Yeah, this guy was like, I wasn't liking it. I was like,
I mean, you know
people
what though?
named Mark are jerks.
He's making threats.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
He's making threats. So I'm curious to see what who he is because like he's got beef with Flash, but I don't know what that beef is coming from.
Well, that
That's
beef stems from the last, or I don't know if it was necessarily the last season, but from previous seasons. And they were supposed to do something. So I remember this part. Frost dies, right? Frost dies, and they try to bring her back, her and Caitlin. Now, I don't know what happened to Caitlin. They're saying that she died too. So I don't know, that's the blank to me. And now he wants to bring back Frost. I guess they were together and married, him and Frost. Or
Okay.
they were an item together,
But now,
and
what was Caitlin's value? Because everybody
no
was
one cared. There
very
was no value
no,
apparently.
everybody was very emotional about Caitlin.
Well, okay, so
Caitlin was
Mark
just like
seemed.
Caitlin was like
Oh,
the it girl. Like I want to see how she looks. What?
so no, well, Caitlin pretty much looked like they looked. Caitlin and Frost are the same people. It's just that Frost has what blue.
Powers.
Yeah, Frost had powers. She have white hair, and her skin is a lot more pale. But they're the same. Well, this third one that we saw, this third Caitlin, because I don't know what's going on. I really don't.
I want to know who the hell
But that's
lady
that's
is.
Caitlin right there. That's Caitlin. That's what
That is
Caitlin
Caitlyn.
looks like.
Okay.
Just without the blue streaks.
Streaks.
Oh, so
Yeah.
wait, so she's Mick Foley.
Yeah, she has 3 personalities. Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
I see.
No,
I
but they're
see.
really 3 separate people. That's why when this one came in, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I think that's what just threw me off on the episode and said I wasn't having fun.
She's even there looking like Dude Love. So
Well, she was the friendlier one. She couldn't dance. She looked like she was drinking.
she was smiling there, like just cheesing. So I didn't.
That was me.
We
My
about
first
to
few years
find
on the
out.
job. Yeah.
I want to see what mankind looks like. Anyway,
You know what? I wish that we got a little bit more of.
Mm-hmm.
Even though this is the final season, so I'm sure the series is full of moments like these.
Mhm.
But I want more moments of the Flash actually being the Flash.
Yes.
Like, yeah, okay. Is it just me? Because I feel like it's a lot of Barry, but it's called The Flash, but I'm not seeing The Flash.
They're
I'm hearing
trying.
my people, but I'm not seeing
Believe
my
that.
people.
I believe they're trying to balance it in a way where you do, because you do want to get Barry in there and you want to get Flash in there. So I feel like they're trying to balance it, but they're not doing a good job right now. Because of course, I agree with you. I want to see the dude in the red tights. That's what I'm watching. I don't care about. I do like Barry though. I do like Barry. I like that he's wholehearted. He's a good dude. You know, he's the guy you cheer for. So I like it. Okay, Superior. Like, let me get
Okay,
it.
it's not that I don't like him. It's just that I don't have any emotions, good or bad, about him. And honestly, his whole relationship with what's a girl is very boring. In fact, I don't
talking about
I
Iris.
like her that much. Yeah, Iris. I don't think I like her that much either.
Oh, I like Iris. Oh, I like
I'm sure you do.
Thank you. Yeah, she is pretty.
But is she like? I don't know about her character this season, at least.
Well,
It's just,
I mean, at least from what we saw in the first episode of the whole series, you could see she's the daughter of the chief of the police, and he was Steve Urkel for her in the beginning. You know what I mean? And then clearly now he got her. So it took a long ups and downs. It took a whole bunch of stuff for them to go through 8 seasons, and now they all lovey dovey, probably married and whatever. So like I and mind you, like I completely agree with you because it's hard to attach to these characters because like we didn't see it. However, at the same time, I think that DC does a good job of focusing on the humans, for lack of a better.
No, the fuck they don't.
No, you know why? Because look, if you look at Gotham, the whole thing was really about Jim Gordon, not really about Batman.
but Gotham was like handled by Fox. This is handled by CW.
That's true.
I
get
that, but I mean, DC's got to have their hands in there somehow because it's their characters. You know what I mean?
I don't
But,
know.
like,
Sometimes I feel like they just sign them off like you just pay the fee.
Now, another question I have is this: like, this whole time travel stuff, is this just a Flash thing, or is this just the narrative they're pushing right now? Because a lot of this episode is about going back in time and going forward in time and doing all this stuff in time. And then, mind you, the movie that's coming out, that's another one with different Flash, and all of that is about going into time, and that thing feels like the Spider-Verse. So. Is this
I think he does that.
Well, it only feel that way because the Spider-Verse in the movies came out first, but Flash in the comics did it, but they also did an animated version of Flashpoint. So I mean, they're trying to take that thing, they're trying to take that element from it, and I don't want to get too off track, but it was something as I was watching because I was actually really excited about Flashpoint, and I feel like they're gonna actually miss a few things that I feel like there's gonna be things missing, and I'm just gonna be like. I don't know. I felt like there's certain things gonna be missing about that movie. So, because like, where the hell's Reverse Flash? What? Just I don't know. I digress. But it was nice to see 71-year-old Michael Keaton.
I haven't watched the trailer yet, guys. It's spoiler alert apparently because I haven't.
Oh, see what you did, Vic. Vic is the heel tonight.
But I do know based on the animated movies that time travel and multiversal things is kind of the Flash's thing. So maybe that's what they're trying to explore this season in the final season.
But they've actually done that in one of the earlier seasons when he does go back in time. So he goes back in time, I think it's season 3 or 4. Because the whole thing about him going back in time is he wants to bring back his mother because mother's killed and just, so he wants to bring her back because he has the ability to do it. I think we all have. In the actual show, he does go back in time, brings back his. He creates a whole nother timeline.
It's a flashpoint.
Yeah, he does have a flashpoint. He beats up Reverse Flash. He locks him away, but then you start seeing like a lot of his. So the stuff that he remembered from a previous timeline is starting to disappear. So now he knows like he has to go back and he has to undo what he did. I'm sorry, I'm struggling to say all that.
You know what? No, but I see what you're saying because you could see that certain parts of this episode he had regrets over things that he did in the past. Yeah. And that's why I was wondering, like this whole thing with time travel, like you were saying, seems like he tried to fix it, and I think that there's a whole story arc with that as far as him traveling to the past and trying to fix things. I just didn't know what that was, but thank you. Now that makes
there's a few things because there's even a spot, and I don't mean to go to previous seasons, but when he goes back in that same season, Joe, he has a son, and he becomes Kid Flash, and in this alternate timeline, and I don't know if you guys remember Cisco. He has a brother, and his brother died. There's a lot of things that happen where he has regrets, and his brother died, and they have an argument because he's like, you know, you brought your mother back, but you can't do that for my brother. I like how you double standards. There's a lot of stuff into it, into this series. And those are just the very little things, and hopefully I explained it very well that I remembered. But episode 2, what did you guys, real quick, what did you think about the violin villain? Where the
hell did that come from? This is like some
yeah, I didn't get that.
Wait,
really random powers. What was she in other seasons? Because
no,
I was wondering that if she was like, because they looked very familiar. They really, really looked like they knew each other well. You know what I mean?
Like they knew each other.
Yeah, especially like when he was just standing there, just taking the hit. You know,
there might be it. There might be
doing that little violin thing, and he was just standing there like, "All right, I eat those." Was popping, and then he like sat down, and then got back up, and then that was it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he knew her, and he knew what her attacks were gonna be, and all of that. But more than anything, she just felt.
Yes. You know what I mean? Imagine getting some powers, and then it's like you got a freaking violin power. That's like the worst.
Oh, I would abuse the crap out of that because I don't know how to play. I don't know how to play that, so ears are gonna bleed.
I mean, hey, there's a ton of money in that business. Playing the violin is beautiful. We wanted to get a violinist for our wedding,
but no one's playing the violin for beautiful. I'm trying to rob banks. Like when you're talking about playing. I'm not trying to open for John Legend and Elton John. No, I'm trying to commit crime.
Facts. And with a violin,
I just wanted to make that clear because as soon as I heard this, it's music. No, I'm trying to steal money.
Yes. Right, exactly. I'm trying to be a villain. I don't want to be a freaking violinist.
There's a lot of cussing going on in this episode. It's the drink. Yeah, it's the Superman cup. Yes, it's the Superman cup. That's what happened.
Don't you blame that on Clark Kent, okay?
There we go. Did you see the trailer? They're getting ready to do what's the season 4 of Superman and Lois?
Oh yes,
nice.
I'm excited about that. Actually,
right.
I do enjoy that show.
You know what's funny? I felt like everything was more interesting than this episode.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No,
right? Because during the commercials, I was like, maybe we can do that. Maybe we can do that, and not really. Like,
you know what? Maybe it's time to bring back the one shots. You know what? I'm actually going to be back to regular programming. So if we're bringing one shots, I will be having shots with you guys. If we're doing.
Hey.
I'll be back. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna lie. Just to show you how much more things were interesting, I discovered you can boil chicken and it's a lot more better. So as I was doing that. Yeah, I was boiling chicken. I'm gonna bake it, and I said, "Wow, I'm learning something." All right, I have to watch the fucking Flash.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was more interested in my cooking because I want to get better at it.
Now, what did Mama Bad Guy think? Because I feel like maybe it's for the fans, like the hardcore fans of the show.
So this was the one time I didn't watch it with her, but I will ask her, and I'll tell you guys in the chat, like, what did she think about it? Because episode 1, she said it was slow, but I just think she said you just gotta give it time. And and I think that's what it is. The first few episodes are just gonna be dull. I think it does because. As I watched some of the episodes that she was watching, I was like, oh shit, I really I forgot how good Flash is, but I still have a soft spot for season 1 and 2 because I just thought that was the heart of the seasons. And I felt like as time went on, it's not that it lost its not purpose is not the word purpose, but it didn't lose. It just
lost its direction.
Yeah, I think that's the way to word it. Thank you.
That happens with everything though. I think after 8 seasons, things just go downhill with everything. You know what I mean?
And can I just say real quick, and I'm done for the night. This show is so arrogant because the intro is not even an intro. It's so MCU. If you ever look at the intro and you see Dan and he's saying all the seasons, I said, get the hell out of here with this MCU like opening. I'm just waiting for them. I'm just waiting for Stan Lee a cameo. But this thing, I took the intro. Yeah, look at the intro. It is so MCU. Like when you do it, when you look at it. And like they show all the seasons. And listen, they have the footage. They can do that.
Yeah.
But I just laugh. I immediately said you could go to hell.
Clearly inspired by, and just like the MCU, I also feel like I've had a big inspiration on Jack's shirt tonight. I couldn't help but notice someone is an undercover superior society member. I knew it all along.
Listen, one Cedar Superior. I was at Five Below. I saw the shirt, and
That's
you know
at Five Below.
that was that. Well, this was years ago, actually. This shirt, yeah. Yeah. Look how excited she is.
You saw the look on her face right now.
No, she really knows. But Cedar Superior, she said this, and I have merch. I need to get this shirt.
Right.
Shame on you for not getting the shirt. I got the shirt years ago. I wore it. You know, I am a big fan of you, Cedar Superior. You put out great content, which is also in the link in the description. So yeah, I am a fan. But I hate to do this to you though, because you know we're gonna have UPR battle when we decide to bring that back, and I'm gonna be 3 in a row, kick off season 2. What a big win! Bad guy is gonna get off the grand poobah of all grand. That's right. And Vic is gonna plant stuff. Vic, tell us where you're gonna plant stuff at.
I'm gonna start a store painting pine cones called Black Thumb Flowers. But it's not ready yet, but that'll be ready soon. I'll have it. It'll be Black Thumb Flowers on Instagram, on TikTok, and all of that. And you know, but you'll see it soon.
See, that's what we gotta do. We gotta plug our stuff here, guys. We got
Yes, we
content.
do.
We all got content. We gotta plug stuff.
But that's pretty much the end of the review for this episode, and I can't think of anything specific from the show that I want to highlight because again, it wasn't all of that interesting to me. But I can't say it was more interesting than the first episode. That's what I'll say. Maybe it's building. Maybe episode 3 will be better than episode 2. You never know. By the final episode, we're like, oh wow, mind blown.
No, I believe that too. I do believe that. While I wasn't a fan of episode 2, it is slowly building to something, and you just have to be patient with it. And I guess for me, I'm kind of like, dude, where's the action? And I felt like they did have action at the end. You know, Flash was there, and then Gauntlet Boy, I don't know his name, he was doing stuff. You know, the chick with the violin. And I feel like there's a lot of things that I guess if you've been watching all these seasons building up, you know everything. For us, we all came in here brand new. And we're here to entertain you guys. And I don't know. I mean, any last words, Vic? Because I have a catchphrase to say at the end.
Well, no, this was just filler. That's all. That's what this was. It was filler. It was, you know.
And I guess, and on that note, that's the show!
Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing and sharing with your friends.
Yep.
See you later.
I like that. Yep.